Tonight, you will turn off a light and fall asleep without a second thought. You will lie down in the dark, close your eyes, and lose consciousness for hours. It feels like the safest, most ordinary thing in the world. But for almost the entire human story, doing exactly that was one of the most dangerous things a person could do. Because the night did not always belong to us. For hundreds of thousands of years, when the sun went down, the world changed owners. The dark filled with things that could see when we could not, hunt when we were slow, and move while we lay still and helpless. And every single night, our ancestors had to survive it. Not once, not on a bad week, every night for thousands of generations in a world that came alive to eat them after dark. So how did they do it? How did a soft, slow, day-loving animal with terrible night vision make it through the dark long enough to become us? The easy answer is fire, and fire is part of it. But fire is only part of the story. And for most of our history, we could not even make it whenever we wanted. The real answer is stranger, and it is written into the way you sleep, the way you feel about the dark, and the reason you are afraid of almost nothing at night, and yet still a little afraid of all of it. Start with the thing that made the night so deadly: predators. Today we think of ourselves as the top of the food chain, but for most of our history, we were not. We were prey. And the animals that hunted us did their best work in the dark. Big cats, hyenas, and other night hunters had eyes built to gather the faintest light. They could see a slow, sleeping ape from far away. We could not see them coming at all. Our eyes are made for daylight and color, not for darkness. When the sun went down, our single greatest weakness was switched on. And every night, we became easy to find and hard to defend. Think about what that means. For an early human, sunset was not the end of the workday. It was the beginning of a threat that lasted until dawn. You could do everything right during the day, find food, avoid danger, stay with your group, and still be killed in the dark while you slept. Survival was not just about the hours you were awake, it was about surviving the hours you were not. And predators were only the first danger. The night brought a second killer, one that was silent, invisible, and just as deadly: cold. When the sun disappeared, so did its warmth, and a body that lay still through a cold night could quietly slip toward death without a single animal ever coming near. No claws, no teeth, just the slow drain of heat from a sleeping body. For much of human history, our ancestors lived through ice ages and freezing nights with no walls, no blankets as we know them, and no way to simply turn up the heat. The dark did not need a predator to kill you. Sometimes the dark and the cold were enough on their own. Which is why our first great weapon fought both enemies at once: fire. When our ancestors learned to control fire, they did something no other animal had ever done. They pushed back the dark. A fire gives light so you can see what is coming. It gives heat so you can survive cold nights that would otherwise kill you. And crucially, it frightens the very predators that hunt in the dark. Most animals are terrified of fire. A ring of firelight became a wall that many hunters would not cross. Here is the part people forget. For a very long time, humans could not simply make fire on command. Starting a fire from nothing is hard. So early fire was often something you found, from a lightning strike or a natural blaze, and then something you kept. Fire became a treasure. Groups carried embers with them, protected them from rain and wind, and fed them through the night. Letting the fire die could mean losing your only shield against the dark. In a real sense, one of the first full-time jobs in human history may have been keeping the flame alive, someone tending it while the others slept. The fire did more than protect. It changed how we lived. A fire in the center of a group pulls people inward. Around that light, humans sat close, stayed awake a little longer, and did something no other species does. They talked. They shared. They cooked, which made food safer and easier to eat. The hours after dark, once pure danger, slowly became the first social hours, the origin of stories, of planning, of passing knowledge from old to young. The night that tried to kill us may also have helped invent human culture. You cannot stay awake forever. Eventually, everyone has to sleep, and sleep is the most vulnerable state an animal can be in. So the next question is not just how our ancestors made light, it is where they dared to close their eyes. We imagine early humans sleeping in caves, but the truth is more varied and more clever. Caves can be traps. With a single entrance, a predator can guard, and they were often already occupied by the very animals we feared. So our ancestors used many tricks. Some slept in trees, wedged into branches high above the ground, out of reach of animals that could not climb. Some built simple barriers, rings of thorny branches piled into a wall that kept large animals out. They chose high ground, defensible spots, places with their backs against stone. And almost always, they slept together. There is safety in numbers. A lone human in the dark is a meal. A tight group, surrounded by fire and thorns, is a fortress. The night forced our ancestors to do the one thing we are still best at: stick together. Even inside that circle, they did something with sleep itself that most of us have forgotten. They did not sleep the way we are told to. Not one long, unbroken block of 8 hours. Evidence from history and from people still living in traditional ways suggests that human sleep was often broken into pieces. People would sleep, wake in the deep of night, stay quiet and calm for a while, then sleep again. That quiet waking was not a problem. It may have been a feature, because a group that naturally drifts in and out of sleep at different times is a group that is never fully unconscious all at once. And that leads to one of the most beautiful ideas about how we survived the dark. Scientists who studied a modern group of hunter-gatherers found something remarkable. Across a night, there was almost always someone awake. Not on purpose. Nobody was assigned the night shift. It happened naturally, because people of different ages sleep on different schedules. Older members tended to fall asleep early and wake early. Younger members stayed up late and slept in. And with everyone slightly out of sync, over weeks of observation, there were only a few scattered minutes when every single adult was asleep at the same time. Think about that. Almost never in all those nights was the whole group truly defenseless at once. This is sometimes called the sentinel idea. A group that never truly sleeps as one is a group that is always quietly standing guard. The very thing that annoys us today, a grandparent waking at 4 in the morning, a teenager who cannot sleep before midnight, may be an ancient survival system still running inside your family. The group had fire, had shelter, had numbers, and had this hidden rotation of watchers. But there was one more layer of defense, and it was not in the world. It was in the mind. It is the reason the dark still does something to you, even now, even when you are perfectly safe. Fear of the dark is not childish. It is ancient, and it is smart. For most of human history, the animals that could not feel that fear, the ones who wandered off alone into the night, who slept far from the fire, who felt calm where they should have felt afraid, those animals were more likely to die before they had children. The ones who felt a chill at the edge of the firelight, who stayed close, who startled at a snapping twig. Those were the ones who survived to become ancestors. So the fear was passed down, not because it is weak, but because it worked. When your heart speeds up in a dark, empty house, you are feeling a warning written by 100,000 years of nights that really were dangerous. Through all of it, across every one of those dangerous nights, there was one thing that never abandoned them. Look up. The same moon that rises over your city tonight rose over them and over every ancestor you have ever had. In a world with no clocks and no maps, the moon and the stars were the first calendar, the first compass, and the first companion in the dark. They marked the turning of the seasons, guided travelers across open land, and gave a frightened, sleepless mind something steady to hold on to. The night was trying to kill our ancestors, and yet they learned to read it, to find beauty in it, to build meaning out of the very thing that terrified them. That may be the most human trick of all. And that is the strange truth of it. You are the descendant of the ones who made it to morning. Every single one of your ancestors, without a single exception, survived every night of their lives long enough to pass life forward. Not one of them was killed in the dark before having children. That is an unbroken chain of survived nights. Millions of them, stretching back further than we can imagine. And it ends in you, lying safely in a room with a switch that banishes the dark in an instant. We turned the night from a predator into a convenience. We lit our cities so brightly that many of us have never truly seen the dark our ancestors knew. The kind with no glow on the horizon, where the only light was the fire you fed and the stars you could not reach. We beat the night so completely that we forgot it was ever an enemy. But your body has not forgotten. It is there, in the way you still sleep lighter in a strange place, in the way a group of people naturally goes quiet and close around a campfire, in the way a child asks you to check the dark corner of the room, in the small, ancient part of you that even now feels safer when the sun comes up. You survived the night. You always have. And a very old part of you still remembers that morning was never guaranteed. It was earned, one night at a time, by everyone who ever came before you. So tonight, when you turn off that light and let the darkness in without a trace of fear, remember what a strange and hard-won luxury that really is.